Hey, this is Pastor Wayne. Today I want to slow things down and go a little deeper. I'm answering two questions that tend to surface after disappointment, betrayal, unanswered prayer, especially when someone still believes in God but no longer trusts easily. If you feel like trusting feels harder than it used to be, this video is for you. And this is brought to you by Pastor Wayne Sutton. If you need coaching, if you need some counseling, Christian counseling, then go to pastorwaynesutton.com. On the main page, scroll down, sign up for us. So let's go into our questions. Pastor Wayne, I want to trust God with my future, but the past didn't turn out the way I prayed. How do I trust Him again without feeling naive or setting myself up for disappointment? Well, this question gets to the heart of mature faith. Most people think trust is built before pain, but in reality, trust is usually built after pain. When the past didn't turn out well, the soul learns something, even if we don't realize it. Hope, it feels risky. Faith becomes cautious, measured, guarded. And that doesn't make you faithless, it makes you human. Scripture never portrays trust as a denial of reality. And biblical trust is not optimism, it's anchored confidence in God's character, even when outcomes were confusing. Let me say that again. Biblical trust is not optimism. It's anchored confidence in God's character, even when outcomes were confusing. The Psalms are filled with this tension. I trusted you, and I was hurt. I believed, and I'm still waiting. Yet David keeps coming back, not because everything made sense, but because God proved faithful in the middle of confusion. And here's a shift that I think will matter to you. Trusting God with your future does not mean pretending the past didn't hurt. It means refusing to let the past define what God is still able to do. Sometimes trust looks like bold faith. Other times, trust looks like simply saying, God, I don't understand, but I'm still here. And that counts more than you think. And when trust with God is shaken like that, it almost always affects how we relate to people. Which takes us to the second question. Pastor Wayne, I've been emotionally betrayed by someone I trusted deeply. I want to heal, but I don't know how to trust again without becoming guarded or cynical. Kind of talked about this from another email a couple days ago. We'll go a little deeper on it today, because this is where many people get stuck. Betrayal doesn't just break trust with others. It fractures your sense of safety, sometimes your discernment, and a lot of times even your own trust in yourself. That's why people say, I don't just trust them less. I don't trust my judgment anymore. And here's something the church doesn't always say clearly enough. Trust is not a moral obligation, it's a relational outcome. God does not command you to restore trust quickly. He invites you to heal thoroughly. And rebuilding trust does not mean reopening access, rushing reconciliation, or pretending that nothing happened. Forgiveness releases the offense, but trust requires consistency, safety, time. And if you look how Jesus lived, He loved freely, but He trusted selectively. He forgave, but He still set boundaries. Rebuilding trust starts internally. Learn to listen to that discernment again. Understand what warning signs you may have ignored. Set boundaries that create safety but not isolation. See, healthy trust is slower, more discerning, less naive, and that's not bitterness, that's maturity. God's not trying to turn you back into who you were before the hurt. He's forming someone wiser, stronger, more grounded. So if trusting God feels harder than it used to, if betrayal has maybe changed how you relate to other people, nothing's wrong with you. You're healing. You're watching this video for a reason. Faith after disappointment doesn't look like blind optimism. It looks like honest trust, rebuilt slowly, wisely, relationally. If you need help navigating trust, betrayal, or rebuilding safely, that's exactly what Christian counseling and coaching is used for. Again, I would love to work with you one-on-one. Go to pastorwaynesutton.com and scroll down. Until then, hit that subscribe button. Remember, Jesus Christ is always there for you. He'll never leave you, never forsake you. And I'll see you on the next video.